I thought I'd devote episode 3 of Some Old Guys Show to the 1960s, which was a hugely transformative decade for my generation and has had a significant impact on the generations that have followed. One word that's become synonymous with the 1960s is hippie, but I've noticed that there are a lot of misconceptions about what exactly the hippies were. So I figured I'd start by trying to trace the origins of the 1960 hippies movement. I have to admit that it came as a real surprise to me to discover that at least some of the influence for the hippies actually came from Germany more than 60 years earlier. During the second half of the 19th century, Germany was quickly transforming from an agrarian farming society to one largely focused on industry. And one reaction to this rapid industrialization was a countercultural movement rejecting urbanization and embracing the belief that industrialization was harmful to society, to people, and to nature. This German countercultural movement emphasized a yearning for a back-to-the-nature spiritual life. 60 years later, the hippies would embrace this ideal as well. They'd call it the back-to-the-land movement. Now, back in the late 1800s, at the same time that Germany was industrializing, significant numbers of Germans were migrating to the United States. And I think it's safe to assume that some of these German immigrants brought their countercultural, anti-industrialization beliefs with them. One of the earliest known examples of this was William Pester, who left Germany in 1906 to avoid serving in the German military. Just as 60 years later, hippies would be among the first people of my generation who refused to serve in the war in Vietnam. I'll have more to say about William Pester in part 2 of this episode. In the meantime, if you'd like to learn more about the 1960s, in particular about the culture, the war in Vietnam, and the historic Woodstock Music Festival, I hope you'll consider reading my novel, Summer of '69. Until then, thank you for your interest, and please be well and please be kind.
I'll be seeing you in all the